open up your heart. When you love someone, you make room. If you love someone and you're not afraid to lose them, you probably never loved someone like I do. You probably never loved someone like I do. All my life, I thought it'd be hard to find the one till I found.
Right, good afternoon and welcome once again to your refreshing radio. It's another Friday. You know how we do it on Friday. It's time to relax, unwind, and get off the stress of the week. How's your week been? Are you getting ready for the weekend? And Digits 1024 Radio, your refreshing radio, will help you relax and get ready for the weekend. And how do you get to do that? We talk about love and everything that has to do with love. And it's good to be again in your face. If you're looking at us from your Facebook live feed, this is another great time, another great opportunity to interact with great minds and with great wisdom. But we would love you to be a part of the show. You know how you do that. One way to get to be able to listen to us is to go to Google Play Store if you have an Android phone and search for Digits 1024. Search for Digits 1024 Radio and you will be on live with us. You can also go to www.digit1024radio.com and stream live. And you can call. The number to call is 009 888 1024. If you're calling outside Nigeria, remember to add 234 0809 888 1024. And you can go on Facebook and Instagram and follow us right now. We are live on Facebook and you can search for Digit 1024 and you will be seeing us live as we broadcast, All right, today is a breath of fresh air. And today, I usually have the regular voices, the regular people. And today we're going to be talking or gisting with having new perspective and new people in the studio. All right, so before I ask them to introduce themselves, I'd like to let you know what I'm going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about the reasons why you are married. The reasons why you're married. So you probably want to know, the people that are going to be talking with me today are all married because they now have to be sharing with us why they got married. You're going to be sharing with me how they got married, why they got married, and all of that. So, if you're also listening to us today, if you're married, even if you are not married, you're planning to be married. Some people are going to be walking down the aisles later on this week, some later on in the month, some later on in the year. Even if it's going to be in the next 1 year, you must have some things playing around your mind, in this journey to getting married. For some people, marriage is like the in thing. It's like heaven, and for some people, it's just absolutely nothing. It's just signing of papers and moving on from one phase to another phase. Different strokes for different folks. But let's talk about why people get married, the various reasons. And so today, sharing perspective, we have a married woman, we have a married man, and they are here on the show for the very first time. So that's why I said it's a breath of fresh air. So ladies first, let's meet the lady on my very left. Let's meet you.
Okay, my name is Chisom Mukachukwu, but just Chisom is fine.
Definitely. Chisom, welcome to Heart Live. And then to my very right, the gentleman, we're still going to be asking you a bit of stuff about your marriage, but let's get to meet everybody first. On my right.
Good day, everyone. My name is Okweyemi Falano.
Okpeyemi Falano.
Yes.
It's a delight to have you on the show today.
It's a pleasure.
Fantastic. All right, so quickly, I'm just going to ask them, how long have you been married? And just quickly, how long have you married?
5 years plus.
5 years. How long have you been married?
6 months.
So this is honeymoon. This man is still on the honeymoon phase. This woman has just crossed the major 5-year barrier. So you hear that once you cross that 5-year barrier, you are on autopilot.
Wow.
So, all right. So, well, I'm your host, PapaDee, and of course, if you want to know how long I've been married, just 17 years.
Wow.
And wow.
You're almost a
Just
veteran.
17 years, yeah. So, all right. So let's first talk about, before we start coming practical, let's talk about, before we start talking about our personal perspective, let's journey through various reasons over the years, based on what you've seen with your own friends, family, read in books, seen in movies. Let's give the various reasons why people, and these reasons do not necessarily have to be right or wrong. It's just the reasons you've heard, you've seen, that people decide to want to be Mr. or Mrs. It's not a matter of right or wrong. Just the various reasons people have, given for getting married. Yeah, let's start with Chisom.
Well, I think connection.
Connection.
Yeah.
Kind of connection.
Like social connection, when someone is up there in the social ladder, so getting married to the person will add to your pedigree and all. So some people get married
For
because of
social
that.
connection. To upgrade your...
Yeah, on your social ladder, to get an upgrade.
Okay, I think that's true. Yeah. What are the reasons?
I would say for fulfillment of destiny.
Fulfillment of destiny.
Yes. Yes.
So how do you look at somebody and say, if I get married to this babe, my destiny is secure? Something like that.
Yes,
If I
sir.
get married to this guy, my destiny is secure.
yes,
How do
of
you
course.
decipher destiny? For those I'm quite interested in that reason. How you look at somebody, and if I get married to this woman, I have a secure destiny.
Okay. Like, so one can get it. Can two work
Together.
except they agree?
I said they be in agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, one have the upper edge. Working with this person will give me an upper edge of fulfilling my destiny. Working with
Okay,
this
so
person.
let's make it a bit practical.
Okay,
So,
sir.
like, I can get what Chisom, postulated, that she said that if somebody is on a higher social ladder,
Yes.
let's imagine the guy is from a very lowly background, poor background, and then she sees a potential, a woman who probably is in maybe her father is in government.
It's doing well.
Yeah.
Is doing well. Her father is captain of industry. She has network of high profile people. If he gets married to that woman, and because he's going to be the husband, of course, automatically the status of that man upgrades
Yes, sir.
by being married to a woman of influence.
Yes, of course.
So, can that be related to destiny fulfillment? Because somebody who is higher up there, if I'm going to get married to the person, then I become upgraded automatically by marriage.
Yes, partially.
Partially.
But the main one I'm talking about
Yeah.
is a long time.
Okay.
Because this one you're talking about, it might have a clause as time goes on. Time goes on, like, I brought in, and as time goes on, in quite maybe 2 years, 3 years later, the relationship has to break.
Okay.
Because one is helping one, just in the purpose of, I want to fulfill my destiny. And at the long run, it won't speak that much. In the between, you have to cut. But what I'm talking about, fulfillment of destiny, is okay, fine. Someone is coming in to help me to fulfill my career. Okay, as an helpmate.
Oh, okay.
As an helpmate. Okay,
So it looks to me that your perspective tilts more to women, because women are the ones regarded as helpmeet. So a woman is probably looking at getting married to a man so that her own destiny can be fulfilled, or she's coming to fulfill the destiny of the man. Who is fulfilling the destiny?
Can say both.
Both.
Both, yes. The man is helping the woman to fulfill her destiny. And let me use this woman as an instance in terms of Mrs. Felix Adejumo. I can't say she's getting married to the man to fulfill the man's destiny. Now, both vice versa. But as it is now,
she's more prominent.
Yes, than the husband itself. So, are we going to say that she's getting married to the man too? So it's vice versa.
Let's not overflog that. So people get married because they want to fulfill destiny. What are other reasons people get married?
Okay, because he's cute, because she's cute.
Cute!
Yeah, we
you
are
can just look at someone and say, that guy
This
is
guy's
cute.
cute.
I'm going to get married to him. You mean people just get married people just because they're cute?
Yeah, some weird reasons people get married. They do.
So maybe some people look at someone and like, if I get married to this guy, my kids are going to be cute.
Good. You know? Let me not pollute my genes.
So some people get married just because they think that
That's
the
interesting.
combination will bring about beautiful children.
Yeah, you get it.
Wow.
Like that. Haven't you seen two very beautiful people giving back to? I'm not saying- it's not.
DNA is required.
No. I'm actually. You know what I'm trying to say is that
I
biologically,
get your point, though.
it does not always mean that because two very, well structured, facially or bodily, will give birth automatically to the same.
Then we'll check their grandparents.
Sometimes it can be genetic accident.
Or we'll check their grandparents.
Exactly. So I just want to say two fine people giving birth to somebody ugly because nobody's ugly really in the sense of it. So but people get married because of the potential of giving birth to cute children. So they look for that cuteness. Say, why are you married to your husband? He's cute. Why are you married to your wife? She's cute. That's just your own reason.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any other reason?
I could say for continuity.
Continuity of what?
Business or relationship.
So
Yeah.
people marry for business reasons.
Yes. I'm a friend to this particular person, and I want my business to sustain, so that the business connection can flow. Okay, Mister, you don't have choice. I have a ready-made guy for you, so that I can have a consistent contract with this person.
Bam. That's a business transaction.
Then
straight.
business
That's a
transaction. So you
contract.
don't have choice. This is the man I have for you.
In fact, I have very clear examples like that. So people marry on the basis of the benefits
sir.
that they will derive from that
Yes.
arrangement for business profiting.
Yeah.
Let's take about two more. What are the reasons?
Okay. For financial security.
Bam! Most women.
Yeah, mostly for women.
Bang, 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 bang.
But these days, we have a lot of men that do that too. They capitalize on getting married. But of course, we know those are lazy men, but mostly it's on the female.
For financial security. So that is why averagely an average woman can size up a man from 100 meters away. You just can tell this one is wadded. This one is not it at all.
Yeah, you won't blame. Naturally, women love comfort. So it's only natural for a woman to seek out a man that will give her that comfort and that financial security that
So
she
can
wants.
you tell on first engagement that this is a man that will give me comfort?
Not in all cases, because the irony of the whole issue is that you might even get married to a loaded guy and yet
you
not
become
have
unloaded.
access to the
So
money.
the money, exactly.
So
So at least the smell of money is the
is the motivation.
inspiration for I will be secured if this man will spend his
Yeah.
money on me. All right, it's cool. What are the reasons people get married?
I would say for fame.
For fake, bang bang,
Yeah.
popularity,
Fame.
celebrity.
Yes, by
You
the time I
know?
get married to this person, I'll be so much popular. I have
Yes,
the
sir.
name. By the
Yes,
time they
sir.
call me, okay, Falano, Isaac,
Dango.
okay, this man is being known for somebody. Okay, fine. You don't need to, before you think twice, you know, okay, this person is being
Yeah.
attached to so person. Several is then someone has even asked me, guy, are you attached to this same files? I say, what's files? And you know it's Falanan. I say, I don't know.
Oh,
It's,
that's his full name.
That's the
it's
surname.
not his surname. So I'm like,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, no, no. So everybody get to listen. Some you say, okay, for fame.
For fame.
By the time I get married to this person, they will know that,
Yeah.
okay, I'm being attached to this person. I'm being attached to this person.
Interesting. So I understand that some people even get married to some other person just because of the beauty of their name. You hear stuff like
Yeah.
Dende Phillips,
Weird.
Mr. Carrington. What are those beautiful names? You know, so some people maybe your name is
Sean
like
Wright. Sean
maybe
Wright.
your name is like your name is unknown. You know, you
Yeah.
are coming from a name that is very scattered. So you probably see someone who has a beautiful name. Mr. Williams, Mr. Carrington, or maybe a popular name, Abiola. You know,
Yeah.
so people just look, okay, they now start juxtaposing if I'm Mrs.
Sis.
Mrs. Jamie Abiola, Mrs. This Williams. You know, it looks good.
It's
So
going to be well
It
packaged.
sounds
it
well.
sounds cool. Very close to this.
It's going to be well packaged.
You know, okay, again, a lot of people get married for
Different
sexual expression.
Yes.
So a lot of people feel that once they get married, at least some people believe that marriage is the only legitimate.
Some
platform
even
by
get
which-
married because of status. I just
Yeah.
want to change my status.
Yeah, some people are tired.
Yeah.
Some people are tired. Some people are tired of their status.
Miss.
They've been missed for for about 30 something years. Some people are biological clock.
Yeah.
For most women, from the moment they start getting to 26, 27, that clock
Oh, it
starts
has
sounding
reduced.
loud. Bam, bam, and they
It
know
used
that
to be
Change my
30.
status.
with it's reducing now. They now know that the higher you go, the lesser your market value. So they're like, once you can still be doing your shakara from 21. By the time you start cutting 25, 26, that shakara start reducing. By the time you hit 30, 35, yeah, like so sometimes some people just I'm tired of
To get.
I don't want to get to a stage where I am now biologically useless. So anybody that comes my way, I just pop in, whether it's for love or not. So various reasons why people get married. All right, so we may not have covered everything. There are many other silly reasons and many other fantastic reasons people get married. Now let's now talk about reasons. Probably let's start with why should people really get married? And in this conversation, we now have to talk about we are all married. All of us are married.
Yes.
Why did you get married? When I first saw that, I think it's a movie by Terapara. Why did I get married? It just occurred to me that a lot of us really didn't take time, or we have not actually thought it through. At the time when we got married, why we're actually getting married. For a lot of people, it's just a cycle of life. You go to school, you start school from primary, secondary, university. You go to serve, and you start working, and naturally, it's just expected that like every other person, like your mates are getting married, the next thing is just to get married. So you're just following the motion, just following the circle. And well, that's what everybody's doing. Once you finish school and you have done your youth service, you're started looking for a job. By now, they will be expecting that you should be settling down and getting married. And people even if you're not thinking it, people are going to be asking, parents are going to be asking, how far? How far? When? So naturally, you just think that's the next thing to do. So a lot of people just enter into that season just like that. But I think that's the reason we have a lot of casualty in marriage today. Because most of the time, marriage decisions are not well thought through. A lot of people just think, my friends are getting married, I'm 35, I need to run away from this crazy home, I need somebody to cover me, I need somebody to take me from this boredom, I need somebody to fulfill me, or I'm just sexually repressed, I need some expression, and the only place to get it is through marriage. So some people just love children, and they say, well, I love children, the only way to have a child,
Children.
well, in their minds are to get married. So lots and lots of other. Some people need people to cook their food. They need
To wash
they
their
need to wash
clothes.
their clothes and to serve them. So they just feel the way to do that is to get a wife. So let's start. Why should anyone be thinking of getting married? And in answering this question, you now have to think personally. Why did you get married? So,
Okay. All right. I guess in answering that question, we have to first go back to the first marriage ever,
which one?
which is Adam and Eve. Sorry, I'm a Christian,
not
so I
yet.
will have to draw. No, but from what we have in the Bible. So, yeah. So the thing is, God. Sorry, I might be sounding too churchy for you, but that's all I know.
Fire. So what you know that you can say.
So the thing is, God instituted marriage, whether we like it or not. That's just the truth,
So
because
it's
he
God's idea.
yes, it's
It's
God's
not from
idea.
Nollywood, it's not It's not from your village. It's not from any generation. It's a God idea.
Yeah. So, and like they will always say, for you to know the purpose of a thing, you have to ask the manufacturer or the originator of the idea.
Definitely.
And so, if we refer back to that, before Eve was brought, which bettered the first marriage we ever had, God said it is not good for man to be alone. So basically, the primary reason for marriage should be companionship.
Companionship.
Yes, should be
Say
companionship.
that in other words. That may be big grammar.
Okay, so in other words, it's to have someone you can walk through the journey of life with. I don't know how else to break it down, but
What
like
happens-
someone.
What happens to a good friend? Can't you walk down the journey of life with your bestie,
Okay.
with your sister, with your brother?
Yeah, but there's a level of intimacy.
Come to that later. Fire on.
There's a level of intimacy that can only happen within the confines of marriage.
Okay.
So that's
So
that.
that means that in that companionship is a depth of intimacy that is not
obtainable in any other kind of
relationship.
relationship. Yeah. So that should be the primary reason anyone wants to get married. Then we'll find the second reason in the Bible also, and that is to raise godly seeds. Because he gave
Godly seed, not just any seed.
not just any seed,
Godly
godly
seed.
seeds, because he said, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth. Yes, it wasn't restricted to childbearing alone, but of course, imagine if there was no marriage, the human race would have gone extinct by now. So marriage is God's way of sustaining the human race. Yeah, I know some crazy ideas are flying out these days about marriage not being the only ways you can get children, but that is the original idea. And like someone I know will always say, once there is a counterfeit, it means there is an original somewhere. Because for you to have a counterfeit, it means there is an original where it was gotten from. So
Thank you, Chisholm. So Chisholm is laying very solid foundation that is based on what we consider as the original template. And of course, some of you may disagree, but we have gone far and wide here and there. We have seen that this concept of marriage is not a man's idea. It's a divine idea. And the original creator, the original intent must be understood very clearly if you are going to enter into it and get the best out of it. We're talking about why did you get married? Why did I get married? And you are on to Heart Live, and you are gisting with PapaDee and a special squad of the Love Gang. And we're going to go on the break. We're going to come back, and we're going to be a bit more specific on our reasons for getting married and why you should be planning to get married or why you should actually be married. Please stay with us.
They say picky where they carry for back, not know where they go. They say now play with it, no player.
Na me, Mr. Makati.
AKA Iyalaya. Una they listen to
It's 1024 Radio.
your refreshing radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Yo, this is your G, EXO. I'm Oluwatomi.
Hello, this is Same OG.
Hi, this is Jimmy Hassan.
My name is Obichi.
Hey guys, my name is Wale, and I'm
Chilling with
Digits on your refreshing radio.
1024 Radio.
Keep it locked down, yeah.
Don't you just get tired of looking for that complete package that you deserve? Well, I did. As an event planner, I got tired of perching from one place to another, just in search of that perfect sound, security, and comfort, especially in a conducive environment. Not too long after that, my friend Bimbo, aka Wakadube, introduced me to Digits Place. It had just what I needed. A cool environment, amazing sound engineers, not to talk of the quality of sound. Top notch. I even got to find out that the place could be used for studio rehearsals, live recordings, small meetings, birthday parties, and even bridal shower with other packages. So just in case you want to know more about this place, you can call them on 0809 573 3330 or send them a mail to info@Digits Sound Solutions. Don't say I didn't tell you. Digits, live sound at its best.
All right, welcome back from the break. You are still on to Hot Hour Live, and you are chilling and gisting with PapaDee and a special squad of the Love Gang. And I'm with Okwayemi and with Chisom, and today we have been talking about why we got married and why you should get married. And it's been an interesting conversation. We have talked about the general reasons, all manner of reasons people get married. From you look cute to marriage being somebody's meal ticket, somebody's passage to fame. Some people just wanting to bear Mr. and Mrs. Some people's biological clock ticking and all manner of reasons. Some people looking for domestic staff. Some people just tired of being single and just want to be married. Some people it's just bandwagon effect. Some of their friends are getting married. You know, my mates. You know, everybody, that's what they're doing. Some people, well, I'm the firstborn. Firstborn has to be married before, you know, everything. So all manner of reasons why people get married. So why are you married? Why should you be married? All right, so before going on the break, Chisom took us back to the beginning. That marriage is not anybody's idea. Marriage is not produced from Hollywood, from Nollywood. Marriage did not start in your village. It actually started with the Creator, God Himself. So it's an idea. So if you are going to succeed when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So the original intent, according to Chisom, and I also agree, it's for companionship, you know, for there to be the raising of godly seed, not just seed, godly seed. All right. So that's the original template. Well, to a lot of us, you know, in this part of the world, we're very religious. We go to church. So an average person knows that, well, God officiated the first marriage, and God said the man should not be alone, and then made Eve. We all know the story. But in practical application, you know, how these now works, how it now influences our decisions, is a different ball game. So how do you apply those thoughts? Because the intent is that once your intent and reason for getting married is not authentic, it's not clear, you are likely going to abuse that marriage.
Yes, of
because
course.
you are in it for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
All right. So let's look at again if there's any other thing she missed out in the biblical template. The reason why any man to be married. Is there anything she missed out?
I won't say much. She already said a lot about it.
Yeah.
But what I just want to chip in into
Yes.
it is a cordial relationship
Yeah.
and helping one to fulfill his destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's one that one can achieve that the other will help one to achieve it. There's a role that one can't play that the other will help to scrutinize.
So
and
marriage is meant to be complementary and not competitive.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
I like to say that again. Marriage is meant to be complementary.
Complementary and not
Not
competitive.
In my over 2 decades, over 20 years of counseling and talking about marriage with married people, I have discovered that the natural man, or more likely the African man, because those are the more people I've interacted with, are at their best. Let me say not their best. Naturally, by default, we are very competitive. And even in marriage, husbands and their wives, you see this unspoken competition. A man is threatened if, let's imagine that they are both bankers or they're both in the corporate world, and your wife is getting more promotion. That's not necessarily your boss. It's just that you've been in the banking industry for 10 years. You've probably been promoted only twice. Your wife is just being...
One is getting the stars while the others don't.
Instead of the man to be...
To celebrate wow.
My wife is... She's like... That issue of she makes more money than me. That issue that she's more influential than me. I've seen a lot of rivalry, jealousy, strife in the marriage institution, just between husband and wife.
Yeah.
And I'm like, aren't you guys clear that you are supposed to be complementing each other and not competing for each other? I mean, competing with each other. So most of the time where you see that competition, that man is heading to the rocks.
Yeah.
I see marriage as a Joseph story.
Yeah. What about Joseph's story?
You shine your shine. I shine my shine.
How is that Joseph's story?
Okay.
Explain.
In terms of the marriage aspect.
Okay.
Not being competitive.
Oh, okay.
So the star is coming. The sky is so wide for everybody to fly.
Okay.
That doesn't stop his brother too from shining.
Okay.
Everybody will shine. Everybody is going to swing highs. All we just need to do, support this person and let it work out, because everything is still going to bounce back to the family's name.
Someone will be telling you that, well,
Everything's going to bounce back to the family's
so
name.
someone says, you just got married 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You don't know the kind of woman I'm married to. Naturally, men start becoming insecure. We have the tendency to believe that it's the person that owns the cash that has the authority. So most men start becoming insecure once that cash flow is moving away from their hands. And see, probably all of you are married to wonderful people who are very understanding. Some people are looking at you.
Yeah.
If you are married to my kind of husband, if you are married to my kind of wife, if you put money in her hand, she's going to use that money to oppress me. And I will not have a voice again. So as a result, such insecure men will not want to they will want to put a gauge on how high the wife can fly. Because they know that once, and to be frank, money is a bad master. A lot of us really cannot handle the influence of money. And most men are very afraid that once their women have become economically empowered, it's going to enlarge her mouth, it's going to give her leverage, and his authority in the home will be dangerously threatened. So that's why most men will start fidgeting once they're like, this woman is gaining
It's
ground,
coming
and what
from
is
her.
actually giving her the ground is that she's making more money. You start becoming insecure.
Well, Well, like I said, I think it's about the individuals involved, because, yes, quite all right. To be fair to some people, some women do not help matters. But at the same time, some men come from a place of insecurity, as in their self-esteem is so unhealthy that they bring it into marriage. It's a baggage they bring into marriage. So they begin to see, as in... even when the woman is not giving up such vibes because of where he's coming from, because of his baggages, yes. So he's already picking signals that are not even being thrown out, and it creates an issue. But quite all right, like I said, to be fair, there are women that are actually wonderful, for a lack of a better word. You know, they stifle the man, they undermine his authority as the head of the home and all that. So basically, it's just about the two people involved. Like, I'll share my own personal experience about it. My husband is more of a back, as in, how will I put it? You know, as in, he's more of this. Let me just be behind the scene. Sometimes he pushes me so hard. I'm like, oh, God, if it's too important, you go and do it. Don't stress my life, please. You understand? So it's just knowing who you're married to. Because I saw something like that play out with Pastor Bimbo and Pastor Taiwo. It was like, as in, the spotlight was on her. And my husband used to attend Fountain of Life at some point. He said he didn't even know Pastor Taiwo was, as in, the person. You understand? But there's a story I read, a book I read, and Pastor Bimbo's story came up, and she was like, even the program that Singles and Married was her husband's idea. He just knew she could do well in that field, and he gave her the full support. And every time while she was alive, you see them working together. You could tell that Pastor Taiwo was so proud of his wife. You will see him always behind, but you could tell that this is a man that is proud of his wife and all that. So the truth is, it's just knowing who you're married. And these are things, that's why are things you should discuss even before you get into the marriage. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't even know what to discuss before marriage. So they get into marriage and a lot of things aren't just adding up.
You look at the woman, you look at the sister, you look at the lady, and one of the things that preoccupies your mind is if this person can actually sexually satisfy you. That is not wrong by itself. Because marriage provides a legitimate ground for sexual expression. For some men, they look at a woman and they observe over time and say, oh, this one knows how to cook. She's domesticated. She's very good around the house,
wife
around
material.
women. She's a wife material. She stay home to mommy. So, I need somebody to help me organize my life, make good meals and be the mother of my children. So you look at it and in itself, it doesn't look like something is wrong. But something's wrong.
Yes.
And I'm going to explain. So so when you're coming on the table, you are coming into marriage, and I'm not going to tell you why I got married. I've done a personal evaluation of my thoughts when I was getting married. And probably it has helped me a lot in this journey. So when you're coming on the table, in the discussion in your head, you are like, I'm choosing this person because of what this person has the potential or the capacity to give to me. So it can be the fact that this woman is going to be a good cook. I'm going to be enjoying good meals in this marriage. So lovely. This woman is an American citizen. So if I get married to her, I have.
Surely I'm a citizen as
Surely
well.
I'm a citizen of America. I'm a UK citizen. She's very pretty. If I get married to her, automatically I become a celebrity. He's going to be a pastor. If I get married to her, pastor's wife. I just that status is just bequeathed on me by virtue of marriage. He belongs to a very strong family. This family travel to the UK every 3 months. If I get married to them, my ticket to the UK is guaranteed. And if I get married to him, I'm going to probably, I'm a Nigerian, is a white guy, is a black American or there. But if I get married to him or her, I have half caste as children. So look at it all around. You just look at the intention from beginning is what do I take from this man marriage or from this woman. Most of the time when we're having that conversation, it's not like when you are courting, you start saying, okay, what are you bringing on the table? What are you going to give me in this marriage? Good children, good sex, good children, good food, good network. You're not saying you're going to be doing that. Yes. You are going to be saying, I love you, I care for you, you are the best thing that's ever happened to me, I'm going to protect you. Like you're going to be saying that, but in your mind, you are giving, you already assessed the person, or you are assessing the person that this is what I stand to gain. All of us have, again, there's still not ultimately something wrong in that until if that's all that you are thinking of and something is wrong. This is what I mean. So if you are, if all that you have come to the marriage with is what you have to gain, then when the marriage starts, you now discover that the person who you think is going to be a good cook turns out to be a bad cook, or just changes her mind and stops being a great cook. The person that seems to be that's going to give you good children, maybe the first for the first 5 years, no child.
No issue yet.
You know, you are so much expecting a male child. The first 3 drops,
female.
girls. So you just I had a guy who worked with me for 7 years. He's always been excited about when he sees a woman who is very quiet, who is very obedient, very submissive. Say jump, the person will ask you how far. You know, sit down. You know, that's kind of woman I want to get married to. So eventually, when he eventually found one, so yes, I said, there's no such women, they exist, and eventually I found one. Me that I married for many years. It's not the matter. Say any woman who you think is quiet now, marry her, finish.
Time will tell.
Every woman have their drama inside.
Yes, time will
Within
tell.
a space of 6 months, the drama has already started showing. So I had to be checking up on him. How far? I can't believe that the same woman that I was cutting that is now married to. What has happened? I just laughed. Say, welcome to the club, my brother.
Behind the scene.
Yeah, exactly. So the point is that people eventually change, and not because they deliberately want to change, but sometimes it's circumstance and situations that forces that change.
True.
So what happens is that reason for getting married because of what you stand to gain becomes threatened if that particular virtue is no more coming. The child is not coming. The person you think is going to be sexually expressive is sexually depressed. The person you think is going to... So now, what happens? That's when people now eventually say we are incompatible. We have irreconcilable difference. So in conclusion, what should be the best posture that, timeless principle that should guide you to be able to say, I'm getting into this marriage and it's for good, I'm going to have the best of life? Very simply, when I got married, or when I was about to get married, and good enough, my first relationship, never dated anybody. The person I'm married to today is the first person I dated, person I'm getting married to. I waited for 25 years to get to that point. I looked at it, I looked at myself, I looked at all that I'd gained, all that I'd learned, all that I'd developed in God, and I was looking for someone to be a beneficiary of all the things I've learned. So it took me, when I started studying the feminine complex from age 21 in 300 level. That I didn't get engaged until 4 or 5 years later. So after 5 years of studying a woman, I was now looking for somebody who would be a beneficiary. So I wasn't looking for somebody who would come and help me, even though I had needs. Of course, I had sexual needs, I had normal needs, every man. But I was so full of life that I was looking for someone to be a beneficiary of that life. And that is what informs my philosophy in marriage today. I'm married to my wife because of what I put on the table, not because of what she has put on the table. And what I put on the table is 100%. So if she doesn't put anything on the table, we still have 100%. So not that one where you put 50%. I put 50%. You put 20, I watch what you are putting. Then I put 20%. Well, let me see what you're going to put again. You put 35, and I put 35. And say relationship is 50-50. If you put your 50 and the other person does not put his 50, what happens? Put your 100%. Stop looking at what the other person is putting. But to take this particular decision, you need to have stamina. Well, that's how I got. That's why I got married. And that is why I'm still married, because I'm still full of life. I'm still unfolding and releasing those things. I wanted that to be a beneficiary. I wanted her to wake up every day and say, thank God I married this man. Yeah, and at the time where I was also complaining, I want this, she's not measuring up, she's not doing this, she's not doing that. God reminds me all the time that, well, you didn't marry her because of what she was going to do to you. You married her because of what you are going to do to her. So face your work and continue to do what you need to do. As long as you are doing it, you will be happy, because that's what you wanted to do. You wanted a woman that you make happy. So keep making her happy. That's your decision. And I mean, that's what I'm facing. That's what I'm facing right now. I don't know whether that's my own. I don't know whether anybody quickly wants to share your own personal reason you got married. Yeah, we're almost out of time, but we can still chip in one or two thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, basically me, why I made the decision when I got married, I wasn't thinking marriage. So he came and
You saw a man.
I sized him up and he had what
Interesting.
yeah, because I actually made him pass through a little test. For me, the primary thing I was looking out for in a man, because I had this idea that a man that loves God will have all it takes to love me the way I want to be loved.
So when you're sizing, you're sizing
So
his love,
love for God.
Mm.
Because when he called me on phone, then the first thing I asked him, of course, I didn't act like I was a church girl or anything, because maybe if you look at my appearance, you won't see one Mary Magdalene kind of look or whatever. But the first question I asked him, I said, this one you're sounding all churchy and everything. I hope it's not one day in marriage you tell me God told you to go to Afghanistan and that I should go with you. I just wanted to hear what his reply. And he said, let me be honest with you. As long as it's for God, I'm ready to go all the way. That was what he said. And for me, that sealed the decision.
Is this a love of God?
Yes, I saw a man that was out to, give his best to God. And if he can give his best to God, then he can give his best to me. So that was
awesome. Love of God. So it's good you put it in context. You sized him up. Some people that sizing up is the pocket. It's the pocket they are sizing. So I'm glad it's his heart for God that you are sizing. Probably if a heart child would have asked you how do you size up a man's heart for God. Lastly, what were you sizing up? Because it's still 6 months.
Yes, I found someone who can help me in the journey of fulfillment of vision and destiny.
This is your fulfillment, yeah?
Yes. Yes. I keep emphasizing on the fulfillment of vision and destiny because I know there's a call.
You have a call.
I know. So I need someone that could, even though I'm not at home, who will be there at the family, who will be taking care, who will be filling up the gaps. Who will be taking care of the kids.
So when you saw, how did you know that you could fill in the gap?
From being after the courtship, I could see the aroma.
She performed.
Yes, yes.
Aroma.
She was already filling in the gap.
Yes, I could taste the aroma from
all the performance. They are performing.
So from there I could wow. Okay, even though I'm not around, I can put a thumbs up from this person. It's going to fill in the gaps. It's going to do the necessary thing. I could send someone to this person, even though this person will give the best of me. In terms of this, go and make this my wife. It's going to give the best. Okay. So it's another part of me. It's another part.
Great, I mean, don't worry. Thank God. I don't forget people's.
No problem.
So, in 6 months, we're going to be checking on you every 6 months.
You're welcome. Absolutely welcome.
Every 6 months. How is that calling going? How is that help going? You know, a lot of that. But of course, you know, once you have the right foundation, you will make it through. So it's not like we're wishing anything bad.
Yes,
you made the right choice. We're looking forward to you having a great time in your marriage.
All right, so
we usually don't have all the time, and just as you know it, time is not our friend. Presently, we have to wrap up. I want to thank Chisom and Okpeyemi for sharing time with us.
Thank you for having us.
It's a privilege to be here as well. It's a privilege.
All right,
thank you for having us.
Please don't forget, a positive mindset is all you will continue to need for a better society. And you need to continue to think it positively. You need to continue to speak positively. And let every one of us, at this very crucial time in the history of Nigeria, let's remain optimistic to refresh our great country, Nigeria. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we are on Twitter. But of course, post Twitter and go on Instagram, follow us. And if you have an Android phone, go to your Play Store, search for digit 1024, and download the app from the Google Play Store, and follow us and all the interesting programs that we have in store for you. All right, this is how we're going to draw the curtains today, and we're looking forward to getting back on another Friday for another juicy conversation. I probably have Shizom or me back. I think they did quite well today. I'm looking forward to having great conversations with them in the days to come. So stay with us, stay with your refreshing radio. This is where you get it live, hot and educative. This is how you get it, refreshing and inspiring. So have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. All right, thanks.
Saturday morning, jumped out of bed and put on my best suit. Got in my car, raced like a jet all the way to you. Knocked on your door with heart in my head to ask you a question.